All right, get ready because today we are taking a deep dive into acorn squash.
Ooh, exciting.
More than just how to cook it, though.
Oh,
We're going to be looking at nutrition and health aspects you might not know.
that sounds really interesting.
Yeah, and we've got a ton of information from all different kinds of sources.
Like what?
We've got excerpts from Wikipedia,
Okay.
we've got insights from some nutritionists,
Nice.
even USDA nutritional data.
Wow. A real mix.
Yeah,
Should
so
be a good one.
it should be a really good one.
Definitely.
Whether you are a squash enthusiast or you're just acorn curious,
Right.
get ready for some aha moments.
I'm ready.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I was already kind of surprised to learn that it's actually not a vegetable, it's a fruit.
What?
Yeah,
I always thought it was a vegetable.
me too, but technically it's a type of winter squash.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
So with those cool ridges
Yeah.
and the sweet yellow-orange flesh.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
But what else is hiding beneath that really tough exterior?
Yeah, that's a great question.
I'm going to throw it over to you to
Okay.
to fill us in.
Well, it is fascinating to me that even though it is technically a fruit,
Right.
it often gets lumped in with starchy vegetables.
Ah,
And when we look at that USDA data, it's got a really unique nutritional profile,
okay.
per 100-gram serving.
Mhm.
It's surprisingly low in calories,
Really? How low are we talking?
only 34.
Oh, wow. Okay, that does challenge my perception a little bit because
Yeah.
I was assumed squash was on the heavier side,
Right?
like more calorie dense.
It seems like it should be.
Yeah, so what is it about acorn squash that makes it less calorie dense?
Well, I think it's the balance of carbohydrates and fiber.
Okay.
While it is primarily carbs, like around 9 grams per serving,
Mm-hmm.
that fiber content really helps slow down digestion.
Okay.
And it keeps you feeling fuller, longer.
So it's like a good source of energy that won't
Exactly.
spike your blood sugar.
Yeah, exactly.
Now we know it's got vitamin C. But is there anything else nutritional that really makes it stand out?
Well, I think what's cool is it has a really unique combination of antioxidants.
Oh.
It's more than just your average vitamin C.
Okay.
We're talking about carotenoids,
Okay.
like beta-carotene, which your body actually converts to vitamin A.
Oh, interesting.
And that's where those eye health benefits come into play.
Right, right. I have heard about the eye health connection.
Yeah.
Is there any scientific evidence to back that up, though?
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
It's easy to make claims, but,
Right. What's the science say?
what does the research say?
Yeah.
Well, there's this nutritionist, Iyanualua Oyetunji,
Okay.
and she's done some really interesting research on this.
Okay.
And studies have shown that a diet that's rich in carotenoids
Uh-huh.
can actually reduce the risk of age-related macular degeneration,
Oh, wow.
which is a leading cause of vision loss.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
Acorn squash is...
It's a really potent source
Okay, that's good.
of these compounds.
That definitely piques my interest.
Yeah.
But before we get too carried away with the benefits,
Sure.
what about the downsides?
Uh-huh.
We did see in the transcript that there's high sodium content.
Right.
How does that compare to other vegetables? And can you mitigate that at all?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
It is important to be aware of the sodium,
Yeah.
which is at 239 milligrams per 100 grams.
Okay.
So that is higher than some veggies. But, cooking methods can definitely influence that.
Okay.
So
like how you prepare it.
Yeah, like roasting or baking with no added salt
Okay.
can help to keep that sodium in check.
That makes sense. So smart choices in the kitchen can make a difference.
Definitely.
This is already making me rethink how I approach acorn squash.
Yeah.
I mean, we've gone from simple side dish
Right,
to a
right.
potential
Yeah.
nutritional powerhouse with eye health benefits.
For sure.
Anything else about the health aspects before we move on to the next stage?
Well, one more thing I think is really important. Oyetunji highlights the potential role of acorn squash in managing blood sugar levels.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so the fiber and magnesium content might help improve insulin sensitivity, which is really crucial for those with or at risk of type 2 diabetes.
Now, that's valuable information, especially with rising diabetes rates these days.
Absolutely.
But before we get too excited, is there a recommended serving size?
Right, because you can overdo it.
Yeah, even good things.
For sure.
You can have too much of.
Absolutely. Moderation is always key.
Okay.
While it is packed with all these nutrients, that higher starch content does mean you don't want to go overboard.
Okay.
So 1 cup of sliced acorn squash per day
Okay.
is a really good starting point,
Yeah.
especially for people who are watching their calorie intake.
That's helpful guidance.
Yeah.
I have to admit, this is a lot more nuanced than I expected.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I know.
Like, we've covered the nutritional profile,
Right.
eye health,
Mm-hmm.
blood sugar management,
Yeah.
even sodium content and portioning.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It really is like peeling back the layers of this seemingly simple squash.
Right, and that's just the beginning.
Yeah.
There's still a whole world of culinary uses
Okay.
and sustainable farming practices to explore.
All right, I am ready for the next course.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's dig into how to actually make the most of this unsung hero in the kitchen.
Sounds good.
All right, so we've established that acorn squash has got all these nutritional benefits.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing.
But let's be honest.
Okay.
A big reason we love it is because it's so versatile in the kitchen.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, who can resist that nutty, slightly sweet flavor?
It's so good.
And that unique shape
Right.
makes it perfect for stuffing and roasting.
Like a little bowl.
Yeah, exactly.
Made for stuffing.
It's like a blank canvas for culinary creativity.
I like that.
So speaking of culinary creativity,
Okay.
are there any like regional variations or historical recipes
Oh,
that showcase how versatile acorn squash is?
that's a great question.
Because I'm always fascinated by like the cultural connections to food,
Me too, me too.
you know?
Yeah, well, in Native American cuisine,
Okay.
acorn squash has been a staple for centuries.
Oh, wow.
For example, the Iroquois people,
Okay.
they would roast it whole over an open fire
Wow.
and then serve it with maple syrup and nuts.
That sounds incredibly simple,
Yeah.
but delicious.
Yeah, and it really just speaks to the inherent flavor of the squash itself.
Right, exactly. Just let it shine.
Totally.
So besides roasted seeds and stuffed squash,
Yeah.
what are some other ways to enjoy acorn squash that maybe we haven't thought of?
Well, it's surprisingly versatile.
Okay.
You can puree it into soups,
Okay.
add it to stews, even incorporate it into baked goods.
Oh, wow.
That mild sweetness lends itself well to both savory and sweet applications.
Okay, now you're making me hungry.
So?
I'm already picturing a creamy acorn squash soup
Ooh.
with a sprinkle of those toasted pumpkin seeds.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, squash seeds on top.
Squash seeds.
Yeah, but that actually brings up something interesting
Oh.
from the transcript.
What's that?
We saw that acorn squash and pumpkin actually belong to the same species.
Really?
I did not know that.
Can you elaborate on that a little bit? Because they seem so different.
Yeah, I know they look and taste quite different.
Yeah.
But they both belong to the species Cucurbita pepo,
Okay.
which is really fascinating.
That is really interesting.
I think what's really cool about that shared ancestry
Yeah.
is that it means they can actually be cross-bred.
What?
Yeah.
So you could have like a
Yeah, leading to all sorts of new and interesting varieties.
pumpkin acorn squash hybrid.
It's possible.
Whoa, that's something I would love to see on my dinner plate.
Yeah, keep an eye out.
Yeah, for sure. But so does this genetic similarity have any implications
Mm-hmm.
beyond just culinary experimentation?
It does, yeah. That connection also means they share similar vulnerabilities to pests and diseases.
So understanding the challenges that one faces
Okay.
can help inform the cultivation practices
Oh, that makes sense.
for the other.
It's like a two-way street of knowledge sharing.
Yeah.
All thanks to their shared family tree.
Yeah, it's cool.
This is why I love these deep dives.
Yeah,
There's always something new to learn.
for sure.
Okay, so speaking of learning,
Okay.
let's shift gears a bit and talk about sustainability
Okay.
of acorn squash. We touched on it briefly earlier.
Yeah.
But I'd love to learn more about the environmental impact.
Well, acorn squash plants
Go.
are really known for their hardiness and adaptability.
Okay.
They can thrive in a variety of climates,
Oh, wow.
and they require very minimal inputs,
Okay.
like water and fertilizers.
So choosing acorn squash
Yeah.
isn't just a delicious and healthy choice.
Right.
It's also an environmentally conscious one.
Exactly.
That makes me feel even better about adding it to my grocery list.
I know, right?
But is there anything else that makes it such a sustainable crop?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Because of its tough outer skin,
Mm-hmm.
acorn squash has a naturally long shelf life,
Oh, that's a good point.
which reduces food waste,
Right.
which is obviously a major environmental concern.
Yeah.
And then because the entire plant is utilized,
Oh, wow.
of the flesh, the seeds,
Okay.
even the leaves for compost.
Oh, wow.
It just minimizes waste even further.
I never thought about it that way.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
So it's truly a sustainable choice, from farm to table.
Yeah.
I'm starting to see why you called it an unsung hero earlier.
I know, right?
It checks all the boxes.
Yeah, it does.
Nutrition, flavor, versatility, and sustainability.
I love it.
So as we're wrapping up this deep dive into the world of acorn squash,
Okay.
I think it's clear that this humble fruit has a lot to offer.
It really does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But before we officially crown it the hero of the squash world,
Okay.
I think we have one final thought-provoking question to leave our listeners with.
Ooh, I like it. Lay it on me.
All right, I'm going to throw it over to you for this one.
With its unique combination of attributes, could acorn squash be a key player in building a more sustainable and nutritious food system?
Ooh.
Something to ponder.
Yeah.
Next time you're at the grocery store.
Wow, that is a powerful question to consider. Could acorn squash really be a key player in a more sustainable
It could.
and nutritious food system?
I think so.
I have to say, this deep dive
Yeah.
has completely changed my perspective on this humble squash.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
How something so seemingly simple
Yeah.
can have so much potential.
Absolutely. We've gone from basic nutritional facts to uncovering its unique antioxidants,
Right.
exploring its culinary versatility
Yeah.
across cultures, even delving into its role in sustainable agriculture.
It's really cool.
It's like we peeled back the layers of
Yeah.
a really fascinating story.
And that story, I think,
Yeah.
really highlights the importance of looking beyond the surface.
Yeah.
And appreciating the interconnectedness
Right.
of food,
Yeah.
culture, and the environment.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
This deep dive has been a real eye-opener for me.
Me too.
I'm not just walking away with facts about acorn squash.
Right.
But like a deeper understanding
Yeah.
of how our food choices
Totally.
can impact our health and the planet.
I hope so.
I think for our listeners too.
Yeah, for sure.
And hopefully it sparks some curiosity.
Yeah.
To explore further and discover the hidden stories behind other foods
Yeah, there's so many.
that we eat every day.
It's true.
You're so right.
Yeah.
I know I'm feeling inspired
Yeah.
to head to the farmer's market
Nice.
and experiment with some new acorn squash recipes.
Nice.
Maybe even try growing my own.
I love that.
Yeah, as you all embark on your own acorn squash adventures, remember the question that we posed earlier?
Right.
Could this be
Could it be a key player?
a key player
Yeah.
in a more sustainable and nutritious food system?
Yeah. It's a good question.
It is a really good question.
Yeah.
And the answer, I guess, lies in the choices we make
It really does.
in the kitchen and in the world.
Yeah, for sure.
Well said. And to all our listeners out there, we hope you enjoyed this deep dive
Yeah, it was a good one.
into the world of acorn squash.
I learned a lot.
Me too.
Yeah,
It's been a real journey of discovery,
it has.
filled with surprising insights and delicious possibilities.
I love some possibilities.
So the next time you see an acorn squash,
Okay.
remember, it's so much more than just a side dish.
Right.
It's a nutritional powerhouse,
Uh-huh.
a culinary chameleon,
I love that.
and a symbol of sustainable living.
For sure.
Until next time, happy exploring.
Bye.